Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to discuss about some basics of C++ programming like alphabets, constants, keywords, variables and data type. What does it mean and how we can declare a variable, what is the keyword, what is the data type. We will be discussing all these things in this lecture. So let's start from. So like any other programming language, C and C++ also have its some basic things. For example, if you are learning English language, what you will learn first? First you will learn alphabet, then you will learn words from these alphabets, then you will learn how to form sentence from the word, and then you will learn to write paragraph from the sentences, which is our ultimate goal in any language, whether it is English, Russian, Uzbek or any language, Hindi, any language. You will start from the alphabet and then your goal is to reach to the paragraph. Similarly, in C or C++ language, first we learn alphabets, digits, symbols, what are the permissible alphabet in C++ language, what are the digits which we can use in C++ language. Then with the help of these alphabets and digit, we will move to the constants, variables and keywords, and with the help of these constant, variables and keywords, we will write some instructions, and when we combine these instructions, it is called a program. Program is a collection of instructions. So our ultimate goal is to learn how to write a program with the help of these basic building blocks. So in this lecture we will discuss about these basic building blocks of C++. So character set in C++ is a set of words, digits, symbols, operator that are valid in C++. So there are four things: letters, digits, special characters and white spaces. All uppercase and lowercase letters are permissible in C++ and they are case sensitive. Uppercase letter are different from the lowercase letter. Then all digits 0 to 9 are permissible in C++. All the special symbols available on your keyboard are permissible in C++. Then white spaces, blank space, horizontal space, new line, form field, tab, everything is permissible in C++. As and when we will use these spaces, I will keep on telling you that how to use these spaces. So these are the character sets, alphabet set, digits, special symbol, which are. Now with the help of these character sets, we write four basic building blocks of any C++ program. These are also called tokens. So these basic building blocks are also called tokens. Now we will discuss about tokens. These are also called tokens of C++. So I write here, these are called tokens of C++: constants, variables, keyword and data type. And these are made up with the combination of alphabets and digits. So this is alphabets and digits are like alphabets in any other language, and then with combining alphabets and digit, we define these tokens: constant, variables, keywords, data types. These are just like words in any other language. So now we will discuss what are the constant, what are the variables and what are the keyword. Constant is anything whose value is constant, that is known as constant. It can be a number constant, it can be a character constant, it can be a string constant. But whatever you define as constant throughout the program, you cannot change its value. Its value will be constant. For example, we can say 5. For example, we can say 2. For example, we can say 7. These are constant. Or I can say A, this is a character constant. I can say B, this is another character constant. I can write IUT, it double quotes, this is a string constant. So anything whose value you cannot change throughout the program are called constant. Now let's come to the variables. So variable says, see, a constant is a quantity that does not change. This can be stored at a location in memory of computer. Variable, as the name suggests, whose value you can change. But why we need a variable? So we all know that computer's memory is divided into small parts. Let's say this is computer memory, and this computer memory is divided into small parts. Okay, and every part store a bit, either 0 or 1. Every part store a bit, either 0 or 1, and a combination of 8 bits is called a byte. So this is a computer memory, and every memory has its address. Address means there is some number or something by which we can identify that particular memory. For example, this is a memory address and its identification number is this. Okay, but we don't know what identification number or what is the address of a memory, and every time we cannot remember this address. So just to overcome this difficulty to remember the address, we can give a name to this memory location. For example, I say this is X. So now the name X is given to this memory location, and this name X is called variable. This name X is called variable, and this is known as, and here we can save any value. Here we can save any value to this memory location, and this name of this memory location is called variable. For example, we all are human being. Okay, we all have some 2 eyes, 1 nose, 2 lips, 2 ears, but they are different. We are not identical. We all are different. So everyone cannot keep remember us by our eyes, size of our eyes, by size of our ears, by face means. So what we do, we give name to each other. So that's why to remember, we cannot all the time we cannot remember this memory location address. So we give the name to this memory location, and this name is called variable. Because why we say it is variable? Because the value stored at this location can be changed anytime. That's why we say variable. For example, I write 3x plus 2y is equal to 10. So here value of x and y can be changed. So that's why we say that this is a variable. Okay. So there are some rules of giving name to a variable. Rules for naming identifier or variables. What is the rule? What are the rules? Only alphabetic characters, digits and underscores are permitted. No other character. For example, these characters are not permitted. Only alphabetic characters, digits and underscores are permitted. No other score, no other means like no other variable, no other alphabet is like symbol is permitted. Okay. Now the name cannot start with a digit. You cannot give a variable name like 1x or 2x. However, you can give x1 or x2, because name cannot be start with a digit. Uppercase and lowercase letters are distinct. This I already told you that uppercase letters are different than lowercase. For example, you can put one variable as small x, one variable as capital X. They both are different. A declared keyword cannot be used as a variable name. Keyword means, now to understand this, you need to understand what is a keyword. So keywords are some fixed word of the language, which language fix for the specific purpose. For example, if you remember, I write return. Okay, so return is a keyword. Its purpose is fixed in the language. So these are known as keyword. So no variable can have the same name as keyword. For example, I write int. Int is a keyword. So C++ has so many keywords. As and when we will use those keywords, I will keep on telling you that this is a keyword. They are explicitly reserved identifiers and cannot be used as the name for the program variables or other user defined program elements. Now the last thing is data types. So what does we mean with data type? we say that we will save some variable to a memory location, we will save some value to a memory location, and then we give name to that memory location, and we said that it is a variable. But what we are going to save in this variable, what type of data we are going to save in this variable? Like for example, we are going to save a value number, we are going to save a character, or we are going to save a string. This compiler should know. Only then compiler can convert it into machine code or binary form easily. Then again, if you want to save a number, you need to tell the compiler it is integer, because there are different rules to convert a whole number into binary form than a decimal number, or it is a decimal number, what type of number it is. So this type is known, type of the value you are going to save, or we can say that type of data is known as data type. And C++ basically has three data types: user defined data types, built-in data types, and derived data types. So in this semester we will work on, mainly we will work on these two types, user built-in types and derived type. So today I will discuss only built-in types. So built-in types are integer type, where the whole number, then void type, this we will discuss later, and then floating type. Floating type means when you use decimal number or real number. So integral type can be two types, integer and float. These integer and character. These int and char are keyword. Just to tell the compiler that the following variable will store an integer value or character value. Actually character is ABCD, but it comes under the category of integral type, because when we save, it saves as an integer value. For every character we define some integer, and then we convert that integer into binary form. Then for floating type are also two types, float and double. These float and double are also keywords. Then rest types we will discuss later when we will use them. So these are the basically types of data types which we use. Now this is the memory size. Character take 1 byte and range is -128 to +127. All characters are have the value starting from -128 to 127. Short integer, short is also an integer which can be stored in 2 bytes, and its range is -3 to 7682 +2 to 767. Then integer take 4 byte. Then long integer, if your integer is if you have integer and its range is more than this given range, then it will be in long. These all are keywords. Okay, so you can write long int. I'll keep on telling you. The range of long int is this, and it takes 4 bytes of memory. Then float also take 4 bytes. It's the decimal number. Range is this. Double take 8 bytes. Range is this. And long double and long double are also decimal number, but more than this range. So it's big one. So these all are also called primitive data types. Now you might be thinking that how to write a variable. So let's check how to write a variable, and then I will tell you in that also, Visual Studio also. Now for example, this is my first program, hash include IOStream using namespace std int main. Why I am writing it again and again? So that you people can remember it. Return 0, and here is system pause. Okay, now let's say I want to declare an integer. So I will write int x. Now compiler know that x is an integer. X is an integer. It means we can give a whole number to integer. How we can give? You can write it here. One thing, x is equal to 5. Now x is an integer, x is a variable. which can have an integer value, and what is that value? That value is 5. Now either you can give it here, or let's say I declare another integer y, I can directly give value here also. Both are the correct method to give the value. You can declare integers by separating them with comma, int x, comma y, comma z, and then you can give values to these integers. Okay, so in the next video we will check how to give values to these integers. How we will write a program on Visual Studio, and then we will check that how to give values to these integers and how to work with these integers, then how we can like print these integers, or any other type of variable, float variable, character variable, and how we can work with all these type of variables. In the next video we will check it.